So this is Nicholas and Grace, who joined us again. We're very happy to have you back.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I remember being in this room where you guys are. So our journey, I guess, began in 2014. Prior to coming to this clinic, we had undergone one round of conventional IVF with another doctor because I had my tubes were clogged. And so we decided to go straight to IVF and not mess with any surgery to repair the tubes and things like that. Any case, so obviously first round of IVF with conventional didn't take, and so we were actually referred to this clinic through one of Nick's friends. I think the minimal stem IVF philosophy to us made a lot of sense in comparison to the conventional. Now that we had experienced that, I'm a pharmacist, and so I know a little bit about this. But I think one thing that we learned after the round of conventional, was that there is too much of there can be too much of a good thing. So especially when it comes to hormones and the medications that you're injecting yourself with. Sometimes people think, more estrogen, more this and that, stimulate the ovaries more, but you forget that they have an effect on other parts of your body as well. I think the philosophy behind minimal stem, where we're just giving a little bit to get the ovaries going, but not overburdening other parts of your body, made sense to me at least. And so we thought, okay, well, let's try it. And not to mention the cost of doing 3 rounds of minimal stem was actually comparable to doing 1 round of conventional because of the medication costs, actually. So we kind of started on that journey, and I was on half a tablet of Clomid, I think, during the egg retrieval process. And yes, as expected, we got fewer eggs at the end of each cycle. After 3 rounds of IVF, egg retrieval, we ended up with 3 embryos that were good enough grade to do genetic testing, and we ended up with 2 embryos that were genetically normal. So, and at that time, I was 40. My eggs were 40 years old. So these are 40-year-old eggs. We were very fortunate that, our first embryo took, and it was Juliana here. That took about 4 tries to figure out what the optimal regimen was, so that took a couple of months. About 6 months after having her, we were ready to start thinking about the second embryo that was sitting in the freezer. So it's recommended that you wait 3 months after you stop breastfeeding to attempt to allow your body's hormones to kind of reset itself. And so that's what we did. I kind of did the bare minimum of breastfeeding to get her going, and then we attempted the second transfer, and we were so lucky that he took as well.
Very, very lucky.
Yeah, we're very, very fortunate.
Some people may asking how painful egg retrieval. So that question I cannot answer because I never had needles myself.
It wasn't painful. It's really nothing to be afraid of. And here I was completely awake. They just, I got numbed where I needed to be numb, but I was completely awake. I saw the whole thing happen, and I was actually able to go back to work later on that day. And in terms of the actual transfer process, when we're ready to put the embryo back, at the other clinic, I was on bed rest for 3 whole days. They wanted me to lie flat and not do anything. And here, pretty much it was, you can walk, you can do pretty much everything, just don't lift anything heavy. It was pretty easy, so to speak, in comparison. Two, 3, 9, 9, 8, 1, 0. Very understated.
There we go.
Yay!